Welcome back to Classic Song Reviews. I am the middle-aged nerd, though I prefer to be called the man. As you know, today's music is both morally and artistically bankrupt. In this show, we hearken back to a purer time when music was excellent and lyrics were meaningful. Our song today shot to #1 on the charts in 1965 and was a major influence on popular music for many years afterward. Let us see if we can determine why. You may as well become accustomed to that simple sequence that employs a mere 3 chords, because they will be repeated for the entire song. This is one of the more puzzling aspects of this tune. The music essentially never changes. We just go bump, ba bump, ba bump, ba bump, bump for several minutes. I find myself being thankful I was not the bass player on this particular record, because I might well have fallen asleep. In any event, let us begin our examination of the lyrics.
Hang on, Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on. Hang on, Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on.
Upon hearing these lines, one's first inclination might be to call Child Protective Services, because only the most sadistic of parents would name their daughter Sloopy. However, as fate would have it, the name is actually an homage to Dorothy Sloop, an American jazz singer of the mid-20th century who often used the stage name Sloopy. So she did it to herself. Best to leave it at that, I suppose.
Sloopy lives in a very bad part of town.
Sloopy lives in a beer on the edge of town? Give me that line once again and let me see if I can read the singer's lips. Sloopy lives in a very bad part of town. Oh, I see. This is a formulaic tune that has the loving protagonist taking up the cause of the poor but beautiful and desirable girl from the wrong side of the tracks. Dickie Lee's song Patches, which reached #2 in 1962, comes immediately to mind. Well, let us see where this one takes us.
And everybody, yeah, tries to put my Sloopy down.
Everybody where? In the town? Or just in her particular bad part of it? Why are they deriding her? Is it because of her ridiculous name, or is it something else? He refers to her as my Sloopy, indicating that the two of them already have some sort of romantic relationship. But it appears that certain of the upper crust elements in the town where they live do not believe this is an appropriate relationship. Again, I must ask, why?
Sloopy, I don't care what your daddy do.
And what exactly does he do?
What didn't Daddy do?
The song suggests that Sloopy is a social outcast, at least in part because of her father's occupation. What is it? Is he a criminal? Or worse, a politician? Thank you, that is quite unnecessary. We do not learn. It is sufficient that the people of the town look down on her because of her immediate heritage. As if that was something she chose to be born into. People are idiots. Please continue.
'Cause you know, Sloopy girl, I'm in love with you. And so I say now.
The stark, minimalist approach in this song is in sharp contrast to other songs that charted that same year, which included such complex hits as Can't Help Myself by the Four Tops and You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling by the Righteous Brothers. Then again, according to the Billboard charts, the #1 song for the entire year was Wooly Bully by Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, so one just never knows what the music buying public is going to prefer from one moment to the next. No! In keeping with the simple, repetitive, minimalist approach taken in the music, the lyrics give us just enough to understand the bare bones of the story and no more. In this regard, it is more of a synopsis than a true ballad in the Patches tradition, but to use the vernacular, it works. Everything about this song is stripped down to its most basic components, including the story. And, for lack of a better description, it feels right. Despite the lack of information, the song does not feel incomplete. Truly an amazing accomplishment. From here, we move into our simple chorus. Hang on. To what? Is she in danger of falling? Again, the song does not say, but I believe we may safely conclude that this statement should not be taken literally. According to the song, Sloopy lives in a very depressing situation, yet the young man loves her. He is telling her that, regardless of circumstances, hang on to that and keep moving forward in life. Indeed, when seen from this perspective, the entire song becomes a sort of social protest, calling for the elimination of class structures based on wealth, or status, or job, and calling on all Americans to view people as people worthy of love and respect. In this microcosm that he has created, there are no boundaries. Any one person may love any other person without regard to any artificial social strictures, and he subtly calls on the rest of the world to follow suit. After this, we have the requisite guitar lead break. Having a band go on television and lip-sync their popular song was a common practice at this time, but rarely has it been so obvious as during this lead break. Notice the drummer and bass player talking to each other and actually ceasing to play while they do, yet nothing in the music changes. And why is she doing this? Where are they? Where are we? Why does he want her to make her hair hang down on him? How much hair does she have? We suddenly seem to be in a completely different setting where the two are alone. When did that happen? What are they doing? What does this have to do with people in the town putting Sloopy down? Let us see if anything is explained.
Sloopy, let your hair down, girl. Let it hang down on me. Yeah.
Inasmuch as we merely repeat the line, it appears that our quest for explanation is likely to be futile.
Come on, Sloopy. Come on, come on. Oh, come on, Sloopy. Come on, come on.
Come on, where? Is he asking her to go somewhere? Is she hesitant about unpinning her hair and so he has to encourage her?
Oh, come on, Sloopy. Come on, come on. Oh, come on, Sloopy. Come on, come on.
If she requires this much encouragement just to unpin her hair, perhaps she has a good reason for not wishing to do so. Is it a wig? Is she bald underneath? Is he in danger of the wig coming off and smothering him to death? Our protagonist may wish to consider this possibility before pressing her further.
Well, it feels so good. Come on, come on. You know it feels so good. Come on, come on.
Oh, suddenly it all becomes clear, and once again we find ourselves discussing rampant fornication. Songwriters of this era seem to have had one-track minds. Let me see if I understand this now. Sloopy is very unhappy because of her living situation. Her father appears to be employed in some capacity that makes the more well-to-do denizens of the town look down on him, and their derision extends to her. The young man tells her, "Never mind that, I love you anyway, and it is implied that my goal is to take you out of here and give you a better life and spend the rest of my life devoted to you." Now we learn that he intends to do this not by making a public declaration of love, not by taking her out of there and moving to a place where they can both excel and be accepted, not by finding better employment and making more money to lift her standard of living, but merely by having sex. What? He intends to improve her lot merely by having sex with her. How this will improve her life situation, we are not told. As far as anybody knows, her life situation will endure for many, many years, barring interference, while this sex will last perhaps a few minutes. Yet somehow, that few minutes is supposed to make all of the rest of it endurable. I don't understand.
Well, shake it, shake it, shake it, Sloopy. Well, shake it, yeah.
And now he seems so caught up in the ecstasy of the present moment that he has forgotten all about her father, about society, about how unhappy she was, and everything else. All that matters is his gratification. This is how he helps the plight of the woman he says he loves. Any more help of this type, and she might do well to emulate Patches and go jump off a bridge. Or at least find a better boyfriend, because this fellow promises to be thoroughly useless. We build up to a final chorus and an ending. For better or worse, this song revolutionized popular music. This song is a vehicle stripped down to its bare frame and then rebuilt with only the most essential components. Almost a Hemingway-esque approach to music, and it spawned a trend toward less complex music, raspier voicings, more raucous sounds from the instruments, and all the rest of the musical nonsense that culminated in that ridiculous bit of anarchy known as Woodstock. The McCoys recorded one more verse, but it was eliminated for the single release. Unlike many such situations, this verse actually comes in the middle of the song. Here are the words. Sloopy wears a red dress, yeah, as old as the hills. But when Sloopy wears that red dress, yeah, you know it gives me the chills. Sloopy, when I see you walking down the street, I say, don't worry, Sloopy girl, you belong to me. And so I'm singing. As you can see, this verse contributes nothing to the song, and its elimination was the correct course of action. The McCoys had a few hits after this one, but nothing of this level of significance. By the end of the decade of the 60s, they had disbanded and the members had gone their separate ways. However, their legacy of minimalistic music continues to this very day.
Don't worry, be happy.
Like it or not.
He wears a red dress as old as the hills. But when Sloopy wears that red dress,